Hi, this is Reilly, the sometimes contemporary music nerd. Those familiar with my reviews, or indeed my own music, an example of which you hear now, will know that I'm most intrigued by work which spans the grey area of left field music on one side and the more academically educated classical on the other. For me, Björk, Scott Walker, Brian Eno, Taylor Dupree and Radiohead have at times produced music as original and experimental as any classical music I've heard. And of course, those interested in this music are probably aware of the influence of, say, John Cage on ambient music, Steve Reich on trance, or Olivier Messiaen on Radiohead. I therefore then sat up when I recently came across David Bruce, a bona fide classical composer, on YouTube speaking openly and highly of Radiohead's rhythms or Johnny Greenwood's strings. I immediately subscribed and bought his CD of chamber works, The North Wind Was a Woman. The first track threw me a little, as iTunes categorises this CD as classical, but the opening of the sliding bass, doubled up then by mandolin, could be of a modern jazz album by Ralph Towner or Pat Metheny. There followed scents of cumin from the sliding violin and Peking duck from the mandolin, ending in a jig reeking of whiskey. The next track sprang to the stage in torn dungarees, winks and schmiles. That exemplifies David Bruce's breathless fluency and superlative technique as a composer. Track 3's plucked tremolos definitely wafted of Tatsiki. Then, with track 4, comes Nora Fisher singing like a bird. The next two are more restrained but equally gorgeous, which leads us to the gloriously nuts. The moon is a dangerous lunatic. I mean, even Björk would have a hard job sounding this demented. Nora Fisher's is a virtuoso performance, not only of singing but of vocal acting, articulating Alastair Middleton's astounding lyrics. I am the moon, I want a knife to take a life. Recording this must have been a real hoot. It's really the kind of thing they should be playing on BBC Radio 1, but you just know will only be played to the relatively meagre audiences of Radio 3. And why? Because it's classical. So what on earth was White a Shade of Pale or I Can't Live If Living Is Without You directly lifted from, The next track returns Nora to her lark's tongue normality on what could be a homage to John Dowland, the final section of the CD of a title equally sniffing of Dowland, The Consolation of Rain, are equally stunning and stunningly played. The final piece closing the CD with a random plinking and clinking of a heavy rain's aftermath. In a recent YouTube blog, David Bruce explained that pure discordance may sound strange or abrasive, but it does actually date back at least 100 years, and although Sibelius was dismissed as reactionary at the same time, musicologists have since realised how radical his musical structures are, despite the tonality. I would extend this to Bruce's own music, like Thomas Addis. He's absorbed modernism without adhering to any rules which distance modern music from the broader classical audience. That isn't to say he is at all panders to the public, but has single-mindedly cherry-picked whatever style or technique to suit his talent and purposes, whether it's from jazz, Dowland or China's Xing dynasty. And he fully deserves the critical and popular recognition he has more recently earned. I, for one, will listen to The North Wind Was a Woman to death, and as I write this, have his gumboots winging its way in the post. I thank you for listening, value any comments, and David Bruce. I want to kill him one night soon, I will.